Who's ready for some Bioncle? Hello everyone, my name is Derek, and this is Bioncle Tales of the Tohunga, also known as Bioncle Quest for the Toa, also known as Lego Bioncle for the GBA. The game's got a lot of names, don't worry about it. It is also jam-packed with just like crazy shenanigans, so don't blink. I hope everyone is ready for this. Get ready to start the timer here. We're gonna start things. Oh, I think my own stream is frozen. I have the stream up on my phone here, just making sure that the stream is good. Yeah, we're good. Okay, cool. We're gonna be starting this off in 3, 2, 1, go. So, the first area here is going to be a bit of a tutorial area. Not too terribly much going on with this, so I'm going to have a little bit of time to explain the run here. So this is a 2001 GBA game developed by Sapphire for the Lego Bioncle toy line, and it is, oh boy, it is a bit of a mess. It is, one of those early isometric pseudo 3D kind of things, and it shows. Lots of crazy physics, lots of crazy collision. And yeah, the first thing here is going to be a curve jump here. Normally this is task only, but we can do it in RTA with a pause buffer. That lets us skip a little area where we have to pick up a turtle and throw it into the water. The second one, where we're supposed to do that, we can just skip by jumping because they didn't think to make the gap far enough that you actually needed the turtle. So whatever. Boulders, they're finicky. We'll get more on those later. And that was the tutorial level, so I hope you enjoyed that. Now we're going to break the game in half. Coming up here is a glitch. I'm going to start explaining this already. It's not going to happen for a little bit, but I'll explain it now. It's called throw swap glitch. If you saw it during like one little bit where you could see the ammo counters at the top left and top left of the top left and the top right of the screen, you can have two weapons equipped at the same time, one on the L button, one on the R button, like this. So if you press L and then R quickly, you use your L button's ammo to fire your R button's weapon, and this works even if the R button's weapon doesn't have any ammo. So right now, for me, that's the explosive fruit, which is the most powerful weapon in the game. We have no ammo in it, but yet we actually have like 150 ammo in it because we are using the throw swap glitch. And this has some consequences. It means that we can basically one-shot most things in the game. The exception to that is most bosses in the game are specifically made immune to that weapon because it would be a bit too easy otherwise. Whoa, that was weird. There actually is one boss, though, that is not immune to it, and it's at the end of this room, because you're not even supposed to be able to fire this weapon yet, so, like, why would they make it immune? So, we're going to one-shot that boss coming up here. It normally takes, like, 5 shots, and it's really slow, but we're going to do it in one shot and very fast. We have to push this boulder over there, too, because we have to push a couple boulders onto switches after we kill the boss. So we're going to try to do that as quickly as possible here. And one-shot the boss. This rock might not hit the switch. It did not, so I've got to sort of reposition it there. And we move the second boulder onto the switch while we pick up the health pickup there, just so it layers the animations. We just picked up the grapple launcher, which is the most broken item in the game, and the first thing we're going to do is not use it, and that's because this next room here is a room where we do a thing called grappleless. And grappleless is basically what it sounds like. There's an area coming up here where you're supposed to use the grapple for the first time, but it's a really awkward angle, and it's just easier and a little bit faster to just do this. But don't worry, coming up here in like a couple rooms, we are going to break the game in half using the grapple launcher. I'll start explaining that now, actually. Like I said before, you can have two weapons equipped, one on the L button and one on the R button. This also means that you can have the same weapon equipped twice. On both of them at the same time, and I somehow did not break that wall. Don't worry about it. If you have the launcher equipped on both the L button and the R button at the same time, you can do some very, very weird things by activating the grapple while you're being pulled by the grapple. Also, minigames, you can just quit, because quitting counts as winning. Good life lessons from Lego right there. And yeah, so here's going to be where we really start doing weird things with the grapple launcher. So I'm going to set it up on both L and R, and away we go. So that's what happens when you activate the grapple launcher while you're being pulled by the grapple launcher. We're going to do a similar one right here. This one's a bit trickier, though, because you have to sort of like stop on a dime coming up here, and then set up a second one. So there's, that's called an extended grapple. Here, you can just sort of hop along the edges of a screen, no matter whether it's over water or lava or a bottomless pit, because they tried to make you not able to do that by making the ground bonkable, but if you short hop, you don't bonk, so you can just do that. We skip 2 levels by doing that, because the guy doesn't move out of the way until you do those levels. Here, we're going to abuse another property of the grapple, where if you spawn a text box like that while you're being pulled by the grapple, it takes away your ability to bonk. So we're just building up speed against these walls, and we're going to clip right through them, and hopefully it sends us right to the end of the level. Just like that. Perfect, perfect. All right, so that's basically the end of this level here, and there we go. This is like the one time we use the grapple as intended here. It's pretty funny. That's what it's supposed to look like. Coming up here is going to be actually the like the one room in the game that we sort of do as intended here, and that I won't be needing to talk a mile a minute at. So if there's anyone who's good for reading donations, then now would be the time. I'll give you a few seconds. All right. Okay, so one thing that you'll see me doing a lot with this is when I'm throw swapping, you'll see me sometimes taking intentional damage, like this right here. I'm taking intentional damage here, and that's so I'll have invincibility frames, and that's because you can splash damage yourself with the grapple, or not with the grapple, with the throw swap. You can hit yourself with splash damage, and it does a lot of damage, and that's not good. So what I'll do a lot of the time is I'll take intentional damage, so I'll have invincibility frames, and I won't get damaged by that splash damage. Here, coming up here is the bug boss. The bugs are not the boss, but wow, these bugs are really annoying. These bugs aren't even the bugs, but they're really annoying. So what you have to do here is you have to dig under these little dots on the ground, and these bugs are going to try to get in the way. So we're going to kill just enough of them so that we can get under all the dots without getting hit and knocked up out of the ground. This is a lot harder than it looks because these bugs actually are only able to be hit when they're running towards you. When they're coming up out of the ground or going into the ground, they are invincible. And so yeah, that's a bit of an issue, and it makes that pretty difficult. Coming up here, we're going to have another one of those zips that we do, and this time it's going to be a little bit more complicated because instead of getting pulled into an item to spawn a text box, which takes away our ability to bonk, we're going to throw a fruit at it, because apparently throwing a projectile at an item collects the item. So we're going to set up our grapple, and here we go. So we are building up speed against the wall again, and we're going to clip right through, like that. And that sends us actually to the very end of the level, because this level's a big loop, so just going through that one wall skips the entire level. Coming up here is the scorpion boss. What you have to do is you have to sort of bait it into getting stuck on one of the little rocks, and then dig under it. And we have to do that twice. It is possible to do it in one hit, but it is actually pixel perfect. Hello. It is pixel perfect on a moving target, so it's you can't really do it intentionally, but I have done it by accident a few times. Also, again, mini games, you can just quit them, and that counts as winning. And we're going to do another little bit of an extended grapple right here, just because it's the fastest way of getting through this tiny little room. And here is just going to be like a bunch of rapid fire stuff, to be honest, so my apologies if I am very, very fast at trying to explain this, but here's another minigame that we just quit. And coming up here, we're going to grab the ice pick. The ice pick is going to come in handy at the very, very end of the run, but we're not going to use it up until then. But the end of the run is actually coming up kind of soon, so it's going to be happening. Here we're doing another one of these little tricks where you can hop along the edges of a room. Wow, okay, I did not hop enough times there, but that's fine. That's a little embarrassing. But yeah, basically, you can hop along the edges of the room, and that skips 2 levels there. Also quit another minigame because quitting counts as winning. But yeah, pretty much every time we're doing that, we're skipping 2 full levels because the dude doesn't get out of the way until you do those levels, and we just go around him. Coming up here is not going to stick around and see if this guy drops any health, because I'm actually doing really, really good on health. I think I did really good on the scorpion boss, so that's why I have so much health right now. But anyway, yeah, that's really good. It's going to make things a lot safer for the rest of the run. If I do die, it's not that big of an issue, because there's no penalty, you just have to do the room over again. Also, you can do this. That skips 2 more levels, because those, like, that wall has like a tiny bit of standable ground on it, and it's like perfectly spaced apart so you can long jump directly to it. So we just skip 2 levels by doing that. We're in the final area of the game now. This is Takoro, or Tawahi rather. Hello, there we go. Unfortunately, I did get hit by some splash damage there, but we're still fine on health. And yeah, so this is Takoro. You would normally have to do another 2 levels, but we're going to jump on lava to skip it. And also we're going to pick up a lava board here, because heck yeah. Again, you can just sort of hop along the edges of the room, even if it's over a pit of lava. And we skip 2 levels. And so coming up here, this room is very, very finicky and weird and hard because the lava board mechanics are really weird. Basically, I don't go in the direction that I'm actually pressing the button. Like coming up here, you'll see me pressing like directly right, and I'll be going upright, like right here. And that's just because the I don't try to understand it. The lava board is just really weird like that. Coming up here are a lot of enemies that are going to try to kill me, and I'm going to try to not be killed. And yeah, if I do die, I basically just have to redo this whole level from the start. So I'm hoping that that doesn't happen. That enemy hit me, which sucks, but we're fine. These ostriches are awful, and they will knock you over and potentially into lava, often into lava. But it looks like they were actually really nice to me today. So this is the last sort of like main room of the game, and what we have to do is we have to push these boulders onto switches. Using the ice pick to make these little like pools of like solid rock instead of lava. I try not to think about it. And basically the boulder mechanics are very finicky and awful, and the lava mechanics are very finicky and awful. So it just provides for a great experience for the whole family. So if there's like any bit of like actual lava, if there's like a pixel of actual lava and not like the solid rock, then the boulder will get stuck like that. So I'm going to try to get behind it and push it. There we go. So we have to do this for three different switches right here, and then I'm going to explain the end of the run coming up here because it's very soon. There's a minigame. You actually can't skip this minigame. You can't quit out and skip it, and it's very awful. It's RNG hell. You have to like dodge a bunch of things while you're on a lava board, and it's not fun. And so I'm going to try to skip it, or rather make myself invincible during it, and it's a frame perfect trick, so I'm going to focus here for a second, and hopefully I can get this trick. Also, you have to grapple onto a moving ostrich, don't worry about it. So I'm going to focus here for a second. I missed the ostrich, so I have to sort of like guess on the next one. There we go. This may have worked. Oh, it didn't. Okay, so I have to do the minigame as intended now, so I need to not get hit and get ready on time, because if I do make it through the entire minigame, then that will be time, and I'll call it, but I don't know if I'm actually going to beat the minigame or not, because it's just random. These obstacles can spawn like right on top of you and ruin your day, so I'm going to hope that I can make it through all right. It's coming up here, so get ready. Oh, it's actually, whoa, okay. I was gonna say it was being nice to me, and then it wasn't. And time. Okay, so yeah, that is the run. So that was Lego Bioncle for the GBA, also known as Tales of the Tohunga, also known as Quest for the Toa. It's a very, very fun game, and I'm glad that you all got to see it. Also, huge thank you to Memory Task. She made the task for this game, and it is insane, and it is very, very funny, and you should look it up on YouTube at some point. It's just Memory Task, and yeah, it's even crazier shenanigans than what you saw in this run. And one final thing before I go, if you want to find me on Twitch, you can go to bionicle.church. That is BIONICLE.CHURCH. You can find me on Twitch doing runs of this game and other Bionicle games, or potentially other things that are not speedruns. So yeah, definitely go follow me on there. And if you want to follow me on Twitter, that is twitter.com/DEREKMK. And yeah, thanks everyone for watching.